Martenson with Cosmic Conversations, and I'm with Alan Steinfeld of New Realities.
We're going to have a cosmic conversation.
We're having a cosmic conversation.
A cosmic conversation.
Oh my God! So
Tell me.
I'm so excited because you guys, I met Alan at the expo. What was it? Conscious Life Expo in February. I'm a big fan, right? I'm like this groupie, and I walk smack dab into.
Well, tell them why you're a fan. Because what are you a fan of?
I'm a fan because obviously, look the cuteness, but I'm a fan because he's got this show, New Realities, and the links are there, so you're going to check out his show, but he interviews people like Deepak Chopra, David Icke, all sorts of people. Just
Marianne Williamson. And all the people coming to Contact in the Desert this weekend.
And what is Contact in the Desert?
Contact in the Desert is the largest UFO gathering in the world. 3,000 to 4,000 people gather at Joshua Tree, California, to meet researchers, experiencers, to see ships in the sky with night vision glasses, to build a community of people who are awakening to the fact that there's more to the universe, more to cosmic consciousness than we realize, or that we've been told.
Right, and so tell us a little bit about your experiences with Contact.
Really, I don't tell that many people my experiences, but let's see, which one do you want? You want the one where I was abducted?
Yeah, you were abducted? He was abducted?
Or do you want the one where they gave me my little alien child?
Oh my God, what's his name, Comicron or something?
No, we didn't really bond.
Oh no, so you threw it back?
I didn't throw it back. They gave me this little being to hold after they extracted sperm.
Okay.
They incubated it, and then they grew it, and then they gave it to me, and they said, it was in an altered state of consciousness, it was in a dream state, and they said, check this out, and I said, what is this? Because it didn't quite look human. It didn't. I didn't know what it was, so it was just sort of, it kind of is a little freaky even though I'm prepared for all that, it's still when it happens. When you meet the alien other, it's like, what do you do with that?
And especially if you're single, if you're dating, and you're like, well, I have this kid, but don't worry, it's on another planet. I don't have to pay any child support.
Right, but it's sort of a nice feeling being the father of an alien race. I really I use that on my little resume.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So you've got this little baby in another dimension.
Yes, let's say it's another dimension.
Okay.
But, we, I think, have to understand we're part of a greater consciousness, and if we think we're the only ones here, we're being deluded.
Right.
But now we're starting to make contact. I think, did you see the New York Times article, Hillary Clinton is coming out, or wants to invest, if she's elected, who knows, with the research. She wants to expose the government cover-up.
I heard something like that. Yes,
that's called disclosure. So disclosure is coming. We need to all come forward and say, we've seen something, we've had an experience, this is a reality, because I think the government, whether or not they're protecting us, who knows, but they're afraid people are going to freak out. But you know what? We're ready.
We're ready.
We are ready.
And you interviewed Bashar.
I have.
That was such a cute interview.
Bashar.
I love that. Because you were like, can you ramp up your energy more so I can feel it? He's like, I'm not going to blow out this channel.
Guy's body.
This guy's body.
Right.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, actually didn't tell me to shoot that, but being close to Bashar, we were I could feel the energy increasing off. He says he's an extraterrestrial consciousness coming through this guy, Darryl Anka. And I said, wow, this feels really great. Can you amp that up? And he said, no, exactly. He doesn't want to blow out.
I told you, no.
He doesn't want to blow out so he said he was only giving me 5% of the energy that was, and I was really feeling like the buzz. It was like buzzing through me.
The Bashar buzz.
Exactly.
I love it.
We should bottle that. So anyway, there's so much more happening there, but I think each of us have to shift our awareness that something's more. We have to stop thinking out of the little box. Paul Selig says we live inside a box.
Right.
We have to look outside the box.
Hi, Paul.
Right. Paul, you did a good interview.
I did an interview with Paul.
So how do we think outside the box, Marla?
How do we? Well, we got to open our minds up and not just be like David Icke said in the interview that I watched with you the other night. He said that we're just in a daze. We are hypnotized.
Yeah,
and
we're-
we're all like, we need to break out of what we're programmed by. Even symbols on a
Everything.
chevron or whatever. There's symbols that you see all over, right?
All those symbols are actually spiritual symbols, so
Symbols.
it talks to your spirit. The chevron is the merging of the body and the spirit. The shell was an ancient symbol for what the body was without the soul incarnating in it. So these organizations have used these spiritual logos to talk to the subconscious mind to get people activated in that level, even though they're using it to make money. So there's a manipulation. Everything's a symbol to the subconscious mind. The more we're aware of these symbols, the less they can manipulate us. So what I think is we all have to awaken. We have to get away from our education, our religion, our politics, our media, mainstream media. That's why this revolution in alternative media is awakening so many more people. So we're at a really good place to share information that hasn't been shared before.
I notice that because I notice whenever I do videos on paranormal stuff or occult or spiritual themes, they get more hits and views than, let's say, dating tips. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No one's interested.
Nobody cares anymore. It's like, who gives a crap
About dating?
You know,
dating.
how come he's not calling me back? I don't know. Let's find out.
That's because the human drama is all about, relationship. But we're moving to a place, we still need the drama, we don't need the drama, but drama will still have, but we're moving to a place where we're not so concerned with the lower emotions.
Yes.
Does this person
Yes.
like me? This person made me angry. There's higher levels of feeling that we're graduating to, that we're awakening to. And so we have to get over the survival mentality. We have to get over that's what I call the fourth dimension. The third dimension is the survival. The fourth dimension is the relationship, the emotional interaction. Where we're moving to is the fifth dimension, where we're tuning into the subtle vibrations, the subtle feelings. We're opening up our consciousness to channel. We're all channeling all the time.
I'm so into channeling now.
Well, you're
It's like
channeling Marla.
Yeah, I am. I'm channeling Marla. Marlita.
Marlita.
Well, my husband's from Mexico City, so all my friends and him calls me Marlita. So that's he says, he says, you're so much nicer when you speak Spanish. So he'll say, hello, is Marlita home?
That's right.
And I said, you know why I'm nicer in Spanish? Because my Spanish isn't as good as my English, so I talk less.
So maybe you should start to channel Marlita.
Channel Marlita.
No, but we're all channeling. Like whoever this is coming through that body.
Right.
Where's that coming from?
I know.
Who is that?
Who is it?
And where's it going? And why is it here?
So tell me your thoughts on angels.
Angels. I think angels are a dimension of consciousness that have never incarnated, so they're here to assist, but they don't know separation. They're here to bring the human consciousness up higher, to help us, to guide us, but they don't know the intricacies of the human experience. So in a sense, we're higher than the angels because we have more information. They just see, the sunrise is always enlightenment to an angel. They just see the highest, but they don't see the stuff that we are dealing with day to day,
But they try to help us if we ask.
And they are here to help, and we should ask, but we also have to know that we also have to do it. Yes, we can count on our angels, but it comes down to us.
Yes.
We can only use that information so far, and then we have to fall back on the knowledge. We're here. This is a classroom. 3D realm is a classroom to learn, and if we don't learn, we have to do it again.
I don't want to do it again. I've never learned it. I don't
Not
want to
in
come back
another
on this.
lifetime.
Yeah,
but in
yeah.
this, if you don't get
We'll do it, yeah.
the right relationship.
Like me, I've been married again. I had
Exactly.
a couple practice ones, and then now I'm on the.
So now you've gotten it right.
Now I've got it right, sort of. No, I did.
But we're here to own the human experience. We're here to have, I feel, everything we can, and feel everything we can.
Now, Bashar says
Yes.
that we between 2025 and 2030 is when they're going to make contact with the humans.
Well, they're already making contact, of course.
But for everybody.
Out and out
right?
contact.
Yeah, out and out
This
contact.
is a preparation. But just getting back to the angels,
Okay.
and then we'll get to the ETs and
Okay.
merge the two.
Okay.
See, the angels aren't in the classroom. They've already at a place of total, that oneness of consciousness. And the aliens, I feel, depending on where they're from, are also here to learn evolutionary lessons. And some are higher, some are lower.
Yeah.
But when you're in 3D, or at least have embodied, it's fun to live in the world of creation. We're here to have fun and enjoy this level.
So when people say, okay, there probably are other life forms out there, but there's no way they could get here, it's too far, but do you subscribe to the fact that they're in another dimension and they're coming through the veil there from dimensions to get here?
No, there are aliens in other dimensions. There are aliens on other planets. It's not too far. I mean, if you told someone, 100 years ago, someone on the other side of the planet wants to come visit you, you'd say, well, that's too far. How are they going to get there? Anyway, that's a very primitive knowledge. Very primitive thing.
Because for our technology, it is too far, because we can only get the farthest we can go is the moon, but for them, they might be ahead of us.
Well, they are ahead of us. Our technology is still
limited.
We're still running on gasoline. Isn't that embarrassing?
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Totally embarrassing. There's so much more zero-point energy. So, yes, they're here. They're visiting. And it's obvious that probably hundreds of thousands of people have seen ships.
Yes.
They've had contact. They've had telepathic messages. There's an interface of consciousness that is now taking place. So we're, as Bashar says, we're in this level of transition. We are waking up our human consciousness, which really we have to wake up who we are first before we can actually meet something else. We have to get along with each other.
I know, it's a shit show right now, the human race, right?
Well,
all these
okay.
wars
It's
and
whatever it is.
Well, it's pretty scary. People between crime and terrorism and criminals and rapists and animal abusers, you can
those
go
are
on
the
and on.
good
ones. Just the basics, right?
Yes.
So we're at Gratitude Cafe. Cafe Gratitude.
It's the only place I eat in LA, really.
Yeah, and it's the one in Venice, and we had
lovely.
a wonderful lunch.
We had some company.
And Alan was flirting with some pretty ladies in the corner.
Now you're ruining them for everybody else out there.
Okay, never mind. He's still totally available. He didn't even ask him out. I can cut it out.
No, it's okay.
We'll keep it in.
Okay.
Ladies, I'm a matchmaker. He's single.
Oh, you're a matchmaker.
He's single, and I'll give you his info if any ladies want to date this.
But they have to be open to alien contact.
Yes, you have to be totally open. Alien contact, angels. What else?
Interdimensional. Well, the other thing you said is these beings are coming from other dimensions. They're coming through the veil. They're higher dimensional beings. And when you get to the higher dimensions, there are no planets, there's just levels of vibration. So Bashar says he lives 300 years in the future, but he uses his body to communicate.
And it's him. He said it's Daryl's himself 300 years in the future.
But we are eternal beings.
Yeah. Isn't that great to know?
Well, it is when we know it.
Yeah, when we know it.
Right. So we can relax into that knowing. Can you relax?
I'll try to relax for today,
Are you not relaxed?
No, I'm relaxed, but I'm very sensitive now. I'm a Reiki master, and all the energies that I feel.
Let me feel your just yeah, you got something. Well, she does.
Ooh,
you got something.
I can
you
feel
really
it.
do.
Well, I hope so. After all that
money
I spent to get a tune.
Right, you should have spent the money with Scott classes.
So, ladies, some people say I can't date a Republican, but he can't date a woman who doesn't believe in aliens. All right.
My father said to me before he died, he says, "Do me a favor, just marry someone from our own species." He actually said that.
He said that.
I said that in his eulogy, actually.
That is adorable.
Yes, he did say that. So there's so much more. I wish people could come out to Contact in the Desert, but this won't be posted so later. But they should see my interviews with a lot of the people that were at Contact in the Desert. Linda Moulton Howe.
George Norrie.
I need a good interview with George.
Yeah,
Norrie.
George. Hey, George, we're going to be contacting you.
Richard Dolan's is a good friend of mine. There's so many amazing people looking at this from a higher political standpoint, a higher intellectual, higher consciousness standpoint, that we are here to graduate to the next level. So you could go to my YouTube channel, New Realities, and look at almost 1,200 interviews I have posted there. Go to my website, newrealities.com. Email me at newrealities.com. But I say just keep your mind open to new possibilities. Start to think outside the box. Don't reject any thoughts that come to you. Okay?
Okay. You
Whatever
mean because
it
it could be a message that I need if I hear
It could be a mess, or it could be that you're just crazy.
Probably.
But most people aren't.
No.
That's the problem that psychology has put on this level. It's like they said you can't hear voices, you can't get messages, otherwise you're crazy. So we have to transcend our psychology, which is another
Because
thing.
people who are maybe hearing voices, their pineal gland is just open, and they're
Exactly.
hearing things, and then they're answering, and
Exactly.
then they are diagnosed as crazy. So some are sick, but a lot of
Most
them
aren't.
probably
No,
aren't.
I would say 99% are truly
They really,
connected
like you
to
see them
something.
talking to somebody going, get away from me, because they really can see
They
or
have
hear
a
somebody.
cell phone that you're not seeing
Yeah.
to a cosmic consciousness.
That's right.
Wow. Thanks.
We just cracked, we just explained life's mysteries
Did we?
in
Let us know.
20 minutes. All right, you guys,
Thank
post your
you.
comments below. Love you guys. Peace.